Pennsylvania mother, 31, avoids jail after her 11-week-old son died when he drank her breast milk, which was laced with a cocktail of drugs because, get this, she was too tired to make a bottle with formula. What the fuck's going on in her head? Holy shit. So, and this, of course, is part of the problem. Low IQ people procreating. Low IQ people that don't seem to understand, hey, if you ingest drugs and you're making breast milk, those drugs will get into the breast milk. And maybe just a little 10-pound baby can't really handle those drugs so well. It's so stupid. How dumb are you? So, a Pennsylvania mother whose 11-week-old son died when he drank her breast milk laced with lethal cocktail of drugs. How did she avoid jail? I don't understand. Samantha Jones, 31, pleaded guilty to involuntary manslaughter under a plea deal that includes 3 years probation and 100 hours of community service. Jesus Christ. That's Jussie Smollett treatment. She's getting a juicy Smollett. That's what we ought to call it now. Every time somebody gets off for something they should have went to jail for, I'm going to call it a Jussie Smollett. Juicy Smollett. He likes to smell juicy bums, so I call him Juicy Smollett. Anyway, yeah. She told police she'd been too tired to make the baby a bottle when he awoke crying at 3 a.m. in the morning. So instead, she just breastfed him. Let me get this straight. You killed your kid because you were tired, i.e. lazy? Painkiller addict? I never understood this. Painkiller. Who's addicted to this stuff? Painkillers, I guess, we're talking narcotics here. You're not going to get addicted to fucking aspirin or Tylenol or some shit. But I never understood that. Why would you get addicted to painkillers? I never understood the appeal of drugs. I've never been a drinker. I've never done drugs in my life. I think I smoked one cigarette when I was a kid. It was horrible. Oh, boy. She told police that she had been prescribed methadone. Methadone? From what I understand, methadone is almost as bad as the heroin that it supposedly replaces. And it kills kids. She's taking methadone? And then she's breastfeeding? What? Because of an addiction to pain. Addiction. You mean lack of moral character. I'm addicted to painkillers. No. You like how they make you feel. Right? So you take them because you have no moral character and you have no self-control. That's it. Don't give me this addicted crap. This addiction bullshit. It really annoys me. I'm addicted. No, you're just weak. You're just weak. You have no willpower. You have no fucking willpower or ability to control your impulses. That's all. That's all. So, you're lacking character. Okay? That's all. And self-discipline. It's not a matter of addiction. You want to know people use the word addiction? Weak fucking people. I can't stop. No, you don't want to stop. Oh, boy. So, she goes on to say she had taken it during her pregnancy and that she was taking it at the time of the baby's death. Yeah, wouldn't the doctor tell her, hey, don't breastfeed your kid when you're taking this because, it's not good for 10-pound babies who have no tolerance built up over years of being a junkie. Following her sentencing, Jones said, I never wanted this to happen. Debatable. Well, I don't see what it matters anyway. I mean, what do you mean you didn't want it to happen? You said you didn't get a bottle because you were tired. So you must have known that there was a danger involved, or you wouldn't say that you opted to breastfeed because you were too tired to give a bottle. You were giving him a bottle because you obviously knew that there was some danger involved in taking the breast milk. And you wouldn't be telling us why you didn't use a bottle and instead breastfed if you didn't know there was a danger. You wouldn't be making an excuse if you didn't know that you'd done something wrong or that there was a danger involved. So don't tell me that this isn't what you wanted. What a bunch of nonsense. I pulled the trigger on the gun, but I didn't want him to get shot. Knowing that could be a possible consequence. Yeah. That's retarded. I loved my little boy. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. And then I love how people say, I love the person I killed. You have no consideration for their welfare. You act in a woefully irresponsible way. And you say you love them. I mean, I look at people's actions. Somebody says something to me, meh. Okay, if it jives with their actions, I believe them. But otherwise, I look at their actions, not words. And this bitch's actions tell me she absolutely did not love her son. And by the way, I bet you that if a little girl had been the victim and not a little boy, she'd be going to jail. She'd be going to jail. There is a bias in the criminal justice system and among mothers, among society in general. Essentially, that has just, it has seeped into the subconscious of all people. And that bias says that boys are worth less. Boys and men are worth less. So when a boy or a man dies, people don't see it as big a loss as if it was a girl. It's true. I love my little boy more than anything, except drugs. That's not true. You didn't love him more than drugs, did you? Because you didn't stop using the dope. And methadone, it's almost as bad as heroin. Yeah. It has the same effects. Has the same effects as the heroin, but supposedly without the negative side effects. You mean the negative side effects that killed the kid? I would call that a negative side effect. It's just state-funded doping of druggies. That's it. Oh, I'm hooked on heroin. Well, we'll get you off heroin by giving you methadone for 30 years at the expense of the state, meaning at the expense of not your fellow taxpayers, because you don't pay taxes, but at the expense of people that actually pay taxes and are productive and who don't kill their kids because they were too tired to make a bottle. Oh, I loved him and I have to live with this every day. And she's going to get back to partying. Now she's got to go get her methadone hit. Yeah. I'm so sad. Where's my methadone? Yeah, you loved your son more than anything. I think not. Defense attorney Louis R. Busico said Jones was strangled with grief and tortured by loss. Well, I guess next time, because you know she's going to pop out another kid, because she needs that welfare cheddar. Maybe next time you'll give the kid formula instead of your poison breast milk. Her baby named RJ died from a combination of oh, there was more than just the methadone. There was much more. By the way, why didn't she get charged with a crime for all these drugs in her system? I mean, there's more than methadone. A combination of methadone, amphetamines, and methamphetamines. That's a horse cocktail. Holy shit. Why isn't she in prison? There's tons of crimes you could charge this broad for. Well, she's got a pussy, so we got to give her a pass. Yeah. Certainly her conduct was grossly negligent. You think? She had resources. There were bottles in the house, and there were other adults in the house. But she couldn't be bothered. I can't be bothered. I'm a drug addict. That's my excuse for everything. According to the affidavit, Jones told police she'd been too tired. Yeah, I already read that. There's a bunch of repetition in this fucking thing. Few hours after he was fed, the baby was pale. The baby was pale and had bloody mucus, oh God, coming from his nose, she told police. Jones's mother began CPR, probably crushed the kid. These dopey mouth-breathing morons don't know you're just supposed to use your thumb and a little pressure. At the instruction of the dispatcher after they called 911, the affidavit said police arrived at the home in New Britain, about 35 miles north of Philadelphia, to find the baby in cardiac arrest. Imagine that. Methadone, methamphetamines, amphetamines. Oh, yeah, that's good for a growing child. Make you strong if you live. Make you a drug addict, too. I bet the kid was a druggie, maybe. I don't know. Apparently, his tolerance for methadone, even after getting it 9 months in the womb, wasn't quite as high as mommy's. Although I don't think they would give it to her while she was pregnant. That's funded by the state, that methadone crap. But, you know, she was taking other painkillers. The kid was probably born addicted to that shit. But again, not as high a tolerance as mama. The baby ain't quite as big either, so high tolerance or not, 10-pound baby. You're not going to be able to take that cocktail. Other parents have faced charges over drug-laced breast milk in recent years. In 2016, 2 former Arizona TV news reporters were sentenced to a year of probation. What is it with this lack of consideration for babies dying? What is this? It seems like this leftist liberal society we live in right now has no consideration for kids. You killed your kid. You're on probation. You murdered your kid. You might as well have. Poisoned him with your tainted breast milk. 3 years probation. No jail time. And a suspended 30-day jail term after cocaine was found in their baby system. Isn't cocaine like a class one? I mean, isn't that like at the top, the dippy-dippy-dap of illegal drugs? Shouldn't they be getting 10 years in prison alone just for that? And in 2012, a California woman whose infant son died after... These are all boys. These were all boys. All these boys dying, and all the Waymen that killed them are getting lenient sentences. They're not showing me any examples of girls being killed by mommies and getting lenient sentences, because of course they wouldn't, because society sees girls as having more value. California woman whose infant son died after ingesting methamphetamine-laced breast milk was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Same thing as this woman, but this woman had even more drugs in her system, but she got no jail time. It's crazy. It's crazy. These stories just hit me like a fucking jackhammer, man. I mean, again, maybe those of you out there listening have been so inundated and desensitized to this craziness that it just seems like, normal shit. This is not normal, okay? It is not normal at all.